Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Hey guys, I'm live here with a very special guest today. I've got a guy who's doing big things in the area of health and a number of areas. Welcome to the show today, Mark Burns.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me.
No probs at all. Keen to chat to you today. Burns is a guy I've known for about 10 years. He used to be a client of Oxygen back in the day when we first started.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
He's also a very, very experienced physiotherapist. So in the event that you need help with any injury management, go and see the team at Gerringong and Kiama Physio, whether it's Burnsy or not. It's a great team there that will take care of all your injury management. But Burnsy's done some really cool things, probably in the last 18 months, would you say?
Yeah.
2 years. With a great initiative that he founded called the Man Walk. And I'm keen to chat to you a little bit about that today, Burnsy. So tell us a little bit about the Man Walk and what it's all about.
Yep, great. Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me. The Man Walk's a little thing that's turned into a bit more than a little thing over the last year or so. I made a change to my morning routine about a year and a half, year and 3/4 ago. I was staying up a bit late at night, doing paperwork, then watching Netflix and whatever it might be, and getting to bed, really late, and just not getting good sleep, not being fresh, waking up in the morning. So my good wife suggested I try and shuffle things around and make a change to my morning routine, get up early and have a walk. So, did that. Was getting up at 6, getting a coffee in Kiama and walking around Kiama Harbour, where we are here, and just that change in my morning routine, having a walk, being back in the door at 7 o'clock with Beck and the kids with a fresh loaf of bread, feeling alive and ready to go, really helped my routine and my day, both evening routine and morning. Awesome. Then a few of my bullhead rugby mates heard what I was up to and said, "Can we come and join you?" Which buggered up my morning routine completely. But no, it was absolutely lovely. And, we went from, 3 or 4 of us to about 6 or 8 of us. And then one morning we decided we should put a bit of a name to this. So we came up with the Man Walk and our motto of Walk, Talk, Support. One of the boys moved to Wollongong, Hooley, and started one in Wollongong on a Friday morning. And we started a Facebook page, and a fella from Coolangatta reached out. And so we had 3 Man Walks. Yeah. We ticked along like that for a bit. And then we had a social media post in June last year go viral, and to 1.4 million people overnight.
That's it.
On a Thursday night.
Didn't realise it was that many.
Yeah, something like
Unreal.
8 or 10,000 shares
Yeah.
or something. And next thing we knew, we exploded, and we're on the front page of the newspaper and live on the Today Show and these kind of things. And we went from 3 to 60 walks in the space of a few months.
60?
So, yeah. So that was last year, and then we've had a bit more publicity this year with winning some national men's health awards and things, and yeah, another bit of a surge and a bit more media, and yeah, some great new walks starting this weekend: Bondi, Huskisson, Alice Springs. So we've probably got 65 to 70 walks around Australia that we support with their ambassadors, and just a way for blokes to get together for a walk and a talk. It's nice and simple. I say regularly that that blokes are pretty simple, and we need to make things really basic for us to be involved. So just come along and, for a walk and a chat. We talk about the footy, we talk about absolute rubbish, we talk about the intercept try we scored in 1996, where we, stepped
Reliving
fullback
the old
and
memories.
chip and chase the fullback 3 times, whatever we did. So yeah, it seems to have struck a chord with blokes around the country as an opportunity to get together once or twice a week for a walk and a chat.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it actually went beyond Australia. is it overseas as well?
Yeah, we've got two in the north of London.
Wow.
Again, just through social media, people reaching out. One in Rotorua in New Zealand,
Awesome.
and another mate of mine starting one just out of Auckland in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, it wasn't the plan when I started walking on my own, and then it wasn't the plan when we had a few groups going. But we've realised, and we've done everything in terms of, you know, an incorporated association and not for profit, and all of our registrations and insurances. So there's a lot of work involved with our committee. But we just realised that our vision of, you know, connecting men, strengthening communities, it's really important.
Too important not to pursue it further, right?
Correct.
I remember chatting to you not long ago, and you were in the process of getting an admin on board.
Yeah.
Has that happened?
We have.
Yeah,
So we've
awesome.
got admin for 20 hours a week.
Awesome. I'll take it for the other 20.
Yeah, perfect. I need a bit of PA help myself just to organise my life. But yeah, there's, you know, our committee work really hard, you know, Clydie and Mikey and Stapo and everyone, but we've got some paid admin help as well. But as we move forward, we need to find opportunities for, you know, some grants, you know, and some government assistance so that we can put professional processes in place so we can help the most.
Yeah, that's something to really look at the moment because of the different, I won't call them stimulus packages, but, you know, the government is looking to, you know, divvy out money to areas that specifically help mental health.
Yep.
And, you know, with everything that's going on in 2020, that's an issue I don't think we're really going to see the results of until potentially the second half of this year and into next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome initiative, mate. That's super. I didn't realise that post was so viral, 1.4 million
overnight.
What do you think it was that was so viral, so important about it that people had to share that particular one?
No, we don't know, and some of our IT boffins have been back through it to try and investigate, because you know, companies would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for that kind of exposure. We didn't do anything; it wasn't even boosted.
Yeah.
And all the post said was actually one about our Wollongong walk, just saying there was probably a little bit more emotion in it than normal. It just said if any men have had a tough week, you know, or are doing it tough and want to gather tomorrow morning for a walk and a talk, you know, Wollongong walk, 6 a.m. from Diggy's Cafe, you know, hope to see you there. Yeah. And a picture of the blokes walking with their man walk jumpers, and that was it. And I don't know how Facebook works, but sometimes it sounds like it'll just pick it up and shove it itself. But yeah, it really pushed us along. We weren't ready for that, but we've been chasing our tail a bit over the last 12 months to try and keep up with the demand and put our processes in place and strategic plan and our ambassador packs, as they're called, for men who want to start, you know, a walk in their location. And we've worked really hard to get things ready, and it's just great. You know, it's lovely looking on our Facebook groups and our Facebook page about what each group's doing, what Darwin's doing, and their photo on the topics they talked about. And you know, then some internal Facebook groups, you know, like the Kiama Man Walk group. We might be sharing podcasts, or we might be, you know, some general banter. And then I'm a member of all of the groups, so I might jump on Geelong and see what's going on there, or jump onto, you know, the Perth group. Yeah, for sure. And just some nice banter, and there's clear guidelines around how we want people to act. You know, we're inclusive, we're not sexist or racist or any of these kind of things, and you know, it's a place to come and have a chat, not bag anybody. You know, there's some banter, obviously, good-hearted banter, but it's a safe space for blokes to come along and have a walk and a talk. And if there's other things that they need in terms of their mental health, we've got the capacity to talk to them and refer them to other agencies that might do. You know, it's not what we do. A lot of us have our mental health first aid training, and that's something that we really want to put in place for all of our ambassadors. And I've got a meeting with Benny Wilson next week about providing that nationally and hopefully globally. But we're nice
up
and
near
simple.
my gym, right?
He is. He's amazing.
Yep.
He's an amazing man. Yeah, he'd be one to have a chat to at some stage too. Yeah, awesome. Very interesting.
Will do. Mate, you touched earlier, I just want to go a bit into your background a bit. You touched earlier on, I think there's an Auckland man walk starting soon. You spent a bit of time living in Auckland, right?
I did. Yeah, I was there in the mid-90s. Dad was in charge of New Zealand Steel for BHP, so we relocated over there, and I finished my exercise science degree in Auckland and played some rugby there for Auckland University. loved my time over there. It was great.
I heard you buried Frank Bunce into the ground one time.
Yeah, probably a few times actually. It was good. I played first Colts for Auckland Varsity, and that was sort of in the mid-90s when the NPC players played a lot of club rugby. So we had Sean Fitzpatrick and Zinzan Brook, and those guys were playing first grade for Auckland Varsity.
Yep.
So we'd train with them, and we'd do, some opposed sessions on a Thursday with them. It was awesome. I used to iron them out pretty regularly.
As you could, yeah.
But so basically I was helped that All Black era come through just with me.
Yeah, and for those who don't recognise those names, these are All Blacks rugby legends. Zimzan Brook, classics. Sean Fitzpatrick was the captain for a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah, hooker.
Yep. Yeah, wow.
No, that was a good few years. I really enjoyed my time in New Zealand. It was great.
Yeah. And you said you finished your exercise science degree there? And
Yep, finished there, and then Mum and Dad moved to the States.
Yep.
And I was sort of there a little bit. I did some work at summer camps in America, over in Massachusetts, teaching tennis.
Yep.
And then I'd spend time in the winters up in Canada skiing at Whistler.
Wow.
So it was a good few years there. I was sort of bouncing around and maybe not achieving too much in the greater scheme of things, but also achieving a fair bit as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was great. Then we lost Dad in a car accident in '99. We were in the States, and that moved us back to Australia, and Mum to sort of Sydney and Minamara. And I went back and did my masters in physio, and then back down here in 2002 or so, and the physio since then.
Yeah, wow. And you could live in worse places in the world than Kiama, right?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, we're sitting here just near Diggy's. If you haven't ever been to Diggy's before, it's over in the background, over there somewhere.
Yep.
Great food and coffee there at Diggy's, and that's something that we also want to share on this group is, it's titled Kiama Fitness, but one of the things we're going to get around and do is see some of the great cafes here and showcase some of the awesome eats. And different places you get a good healthy feed here in town. So
don't think we paid our bill, by the way. Or
we better go back and pay.
We'll
for
talk to
those
Stan.
coffees.
Stan will shout us that one. For
Lucky,
the
you got connections, Burnsy.
Yeah.
Connections all over the world by the sounds of it. Yeah, we were just having a yarn before, and we were talking about all the different sports you've played and rugby and whatnot, and you got an interesting tidbit about cricket in your earlier days and a rep team that you were part of. So you want to tell us a bit about that?
I played a number of different sports. One of my things, I was Sean Timmins' captain in rugby league.
At 8 points all, we are in golden point extra time. A shot from Timmins has got the height, it's got the length, and the crowd goes up. Headstead awards the point. The Blues have won it. The Blues have won Origin 1.
Okay, yep.
Played for Australia.
Yeah.
I was Scott Favour's captain in rugby union.
Wow, there you go. Australian representative.
Regan back on the inside. Vegan! Stinger hands it off. Scott Favour!
And breaks through a little pass from Gregan. Scotty Favour had plenty of work to do, still able to get there to slam that ball down.
Brett Lee's captain in cricket.
Wow.
Played for us. So they seem to have gone on with things a touch more than me. But I did for our South Coast team when I was captain in under 14s. I bowled myself before Brett, so I thought, well, I've got the C next to my name, so that means I've got to open the bowling. So
absolutely, this is your chance.
Said, Binga, your first change, big fella. Just let me take the shine off the ball for
He
you.
was probably as quick then as he bloody ever was too.
He was express.
Yeah.
Not much doubt about that.
Yeah.
But he was fast,
Yeah,
scary
wow.
fast as a 14-year-old. I was much happier being on that South Coast team than playing against Oak Flats. That was concerning.
Absolutely, yeah. And for those who don't know, Brett Lee went on to become, if not the fastest bowler of all time, he'd be in the top 2 or 3. And certainly one of my favourite bowlers to watch, Brett Lee.
Yeah, really good. Listened to a really good podcast with him on the Howie Games the other day.
That's a good
I
podcast.
like that one. The one with Brett is worth checking out.
Okay,
really
I'll have a listen.
insightful. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very intelligent bloke, Brett Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, down to earth. So there you have it, guys. If you want to, go on to bigger and better things in the world, he's clearly led the way for a few people to go on to successful careers at the top of Australian sports. So, you never know if you come along to a man walk. what time do you sort of meet and where, Burnsy?
Yeah, Kiama, we're 6 a.m. Fridays
6
from the
a.m.
main
Fridays.
street in Kiama.
So you've been out today?
Yep, been out today. Had a nice walk today.
Yep.
But if you want to check out a man walk near you, whether you're in Albion Park or Shell Harbour, Shell Cove, Saturday mornings at 7. But, you know, all around the country, just jump on to the website, themanwalk.com.au, or check out our Facebook page, and there's plenty of info on there as well, and you can find where your local man walk is, or if there isn't one, send us an email and we'll take you through the process of starting one. Byron Bay starts next week, Alice Springs starts this weekend,
Wow.
Huskisson starts tomorrow. So
Yep.
yeah, we've got our processes quite refined now in terms of the structure of either finding a walk, but more importantly, starting a new walk and how you do that, and we support men through that process, and it's been fun.
Sensational, mate. And again, that motto, walk, talk, support. I remember just early on in the piece when you were kind of describing, you know, what the man walk's about. It's you might often, I'm assuming you might sometimes get a guy who's keen to come along and join, but perhaps a little bit shy and timid to open up and start talking. There's no pressure to do that. It's just, you know, walk.
Yep.
And yeah, how does that work? Like,
Yeah, very much. It's I've had a few blokes say, "Oh, I was going to come along for the walk, but I'm, you know, my mental health's pretty good." Or I said, "No, you know, it's not about that. You know, where it's just an opportunity to get together and connect. We don't purport to be here solving problems. It's just an opportunity to get together with, you know, like-minded blokes or blokes that are different to you, and have a walk and a chat, and know that someone's going to be there regularly. Like, we're, you know, you and I are lucky, mate. We're, you know, have really nice connections in town and lots of mates, but a lot of men out there don't have that. They've lost connection through, you know, whatever means. But yeah, coming along for a walk and a chat and listening to some stories, and sometimes, yeah, it does get a bit deeper, and people want to talk about, you know, the tough week they've had, and all they're really after is someone to listen, and acknowledge them. And if someone does need more support, then, you know, recommending they see their GP, or there's some agencies like Lifeline and things they can call. But as I say, our vision of connecting men and strengthening communities is where we're at, and yeah, it seems to be proving really successful. And, you know, a lot of blokes who, you know, I know a lot of blokes in Kiama and Gerringong and Shell Harbour where you think they mightn't be the blokes who'd come along for a man walk, and they come along once and they just bloody love it. I look forward to my Friday mornings, you know, very much so, to see the boys and, you know, meet some new guys. We had 18 guys there this morning in Kiama. We're obviously distancing at the moment. The nice thing is you walk in pairs anyway, you know. We're not great at, you know, this face-to-face sometimes and things, but, you know, getting side by side and having a walk. And
so I'm looking forward, but I'm talking to you.
Exactly right.
Yeah, okay,
Maybe I'll say something, you know, a little more than I mightn't have said if we were face-to-face and having to share. But again, it's not about that. It can be about anything you like. And I say most of the stuff we talk about is absolute garbage.
That's what we're good at.
That's what we're good at.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thanks for the chat today, mate. Again, you know, get on the social sites. It's pretty easy to find the Man Walk, manwalk.com.au for the website. And look, if nothing else, what you'll learn is that there's so many bloody brilliant places to walk in Kiama, and how can that not improve your mood and your health a little if you get out and just appreciate the beautiful town that we live in?
Yeah, we're very, very lucky.
All right, mate. Thanks for the chat. Here's an elbow.
Thanks, brother.
And we'll see you next time.
Nice to chat. Cheers, mate.
We are excited to showcase Kiama. One of the really interesting stories that I've discovered this morning, and I love that we can share this. I'm wearing the shirt right now, the Man Walk. We have Mark. Tell us the story behind the Man Walk. Damien as well, who've created this excellent idea.
Yeah, sure. Well, about a year and a half ago, I decided to change my morning routine around, get into some good habits. So I got out, get a coffee, have a wander around the beautiful Kiama Harbour here and around the blowhole, and just a great way to start the day. You know, come home nice and fresh. And then a few of the Kiama rugby boys and some mates said, well, can we come and join in? I said, yeah, of course. Next thing went from me to a dozen of us, and then two other groups started in Wollongong and Coolangatta. Then we went viral, and now we've got 71 groups around Australia.
I love this. So you can go to the Man Walk Facebook page and find a group in your area. There's over 70 around Australia, and a lot of it, I'm a big supporter of Are You OK as an ambassador. A lot of it ties into mental health, but not in a formal or judgy way. It's very conversational. If you want to talk about stuff, you can, but you don't have to.
100%, 100%. That's the beauty of it. It's simple. Us blokes are fairly simple. Koshy might be different, you know. He's next level, but the rest of us, we're sort of here. We need some help, us blokes. So,
and I did ask you before. I said, what about, you know, if ladies wanted to join? Well, what's the ruling there?
Yeah, we've got huge, amount of female support for the Man Walk. The walk itself for the Man Walk is just for blokes because we don't get a chance as blokes often to get side by side and connect and have a chat. You know, ladies are better than us, so we're putting some processes in place where just blokes can come along and help. But there is a Women of the Man Walk Facebook group to get in and share your stories and help your men. Yeah, we've had wonderful support from ladies as well.
I love this, and you made an interesting point before. There's something about like when we're facing face to face like this, for some people that's a bit too confronting to have the conversation, but when you're walking side by side, there's something a little less invasive about that, which is a really interesting body language tip on it. I think this is a fantastic idea. I'm really excited to support this. The Man Walk, Facebook, get on there, find a group in your area. In a moment, should we go for a little bit of a walk? Should we go for a walk? And we'll let the ladies and the kids join in as well.
100%.
One time only though.
100%.
Okay, let's do your weather first.
Working harder, make you better, do it faster, makes us stronger. Hour after hour, work is never over.